Now it's time for our weekly segment, The Home Run. This week we got an email from Lynette who asks the question, take a look at this and tell me what's wrong. Now Lynette, I'm not sure if you're asking me a trick question because I think your space is actually quite fabulous and you've done a wonderful job here. But if I were to find anything wrong with it, or maybe possibly something that's missing, I would say is a rug. Now tiles can be quite cold, and because everything is kind of like in the corner there, I think it's good to make a more intimate and warm space. I'd say a rug would be really great, still in your neutral colors with touches of that teal or gray you have on the wall. I'd also say that I would want to change these square items that you have, like the carved out wood on the wall, and turn them to all sit kind of square and not diagonal, because it kind of hurts the eye to look at something that's a little bit off. It almost feels like it's fallen on its head. What I'd also say is that the space does look a bit small. So on the side where you have a printer or a sideboard, I would potentially put a mirror on that wall just to give your space a lot more space and dimension. Now this wouldn't be the home run if I didn't share with you what some of my insights or thoughts have been around the episode. And what I think is a key feature on this episode is looking at ways that you can use paint to enhance some of the features in your homes. One, paint those brick walls. The exposed brick walls don't always have to live in a different era. You don't always have to hate them in your home. They're actually quite nice in the modern day industrial trend. Number two, there's always a protruding wall by the fireplace, and that gives you an opportunity to paint that wall a contrasted color to your greater neutral palette. Number three, potentially something that you could do to bring in some of that wabi-sabi imperfect effect to your walls. Oxidizing your walls can give you a great rustic look and feel. Number four, which is an age-old method that people have potentially forgotten, but it could be fun and it is a little DIY and might work very well for those baby rooms, using stencils to create patterns, imagery, and giving your walls a little bit of dimension. And number five, something that's not always so obvious that designers use is using paint on the walls to demarcate spaces in an open plan area. Quite often when that dining room is very close to the kitchen but also very close to the lounge, whatever wall that dining room sits on is a wall that you can paint to demarcate the space, but also stairways and entry halls and spaces that are a little bit small but are spaces in themselves. Use paint to demarcate those. And good luck to those of you who might just be embarking on a paint project. Hopefully these tips and techniques will work for you.